Hello to all the strivers, it's Enzo here, and we're going to talk about one of the biggest mistakes that people make when they're striving to achieve something in life. Let's start off by getting one thing clear. We don't want to dwell on the mistakes we make, right? But today I really want to hit one. I really want to talk about a certain mistake that I see so many people doing. Now, if you're a person, we all are, and you've got these big goals in your head, right? You really want to achieve something, and you're nowhere near that, by the way, at the moment, so you can't even think how you're going to do it. What do? You start to look on the internet, you start to find out answers of how you can go from where you are now to where you want to be, right? And then before you know it, you're looking at motivational videos of all these excerpts of like Will Smith or Conor McGregor or a Steve Jobs speech or something. And you start to say, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this. And you've got a whole list of things that you should do if you want to succeed or get anywhere near what they achieved, if that's what you want. So we do this, right? And we keep doing it every single day. You see people doing it all the time. Motivational videos, oh, I want to learn how they did it. But there's something you really got to understand. These people, they worked, they went through the dirt to get where they got, right? From the bottom to the top. None of them were gifted this. They all had to graft, them three that I just mentioned. And then when you ask them, when they're at their height, and you ask them, how'd you do it? You know, you see interviews, right? How'd you do it? Tell us, give us some advice that want the same. And they'll say things like, don't be realistic, or chase your dream, or visualize. Always go with your passion. And you think to yourself, okay, I'm going to do that. So you visualize, and you work a bit towards it, and you're not realistic, you've got goals that are right up there, but you're still in the same position, yet more frustrated. So, these people have achieved what they've achieved, right? But when you listen to what they say in an interview or in a motivational speech, they're not really telling you how to do it. They're trying to move you. They're trying to portray their emotions of what they went through, maybe. But they're not giving you the step-by-step structure of how you, from your position, are gonna go from where you are to where you want to be. They're not going to tell you that. So I want to bring this to your attention now to say, stop looking at these freaking videos. Stop wasting your time. Okay, look at them now and then and get some motivation and some tips, brilliant, but don't hold them as gospel. Because if you do, you will start to think to yourself, I'm doing all these things that are right, but still I'm not getting the results. Then you'll get frustrated, then you'll start to get depressed, and you'll give up. And then you'll live in regret. That's what you see people do. So I don't want you chasing, oh my God, this person did this and it was so great, I'm going to try and do the same. In fact, instead of looking at the winners in life, if you want to call them that, because we're all bloody winners, but instead of looking at the winners, how about the losers? How about the people that are struggling? How about the people that are closer to home than you think, yourself, and looking at them and monitoring what they're doing? So let me just simplify this. You've got someone who's successful, you're like, wow, how'd you do that? They'll just tell you the fluffy version of how they did it, right? When really they freaking worked their butt off. And maybe they looked into some kind of situation, they did so many interviews and they met someone on the way and that opened doors. That's hard to recreate, right? You got to admit. So they can't really tell you how they did it because things happen for them. Yes, they had hard work. Yes, they focused on their goal and visualized and worked on it every single day. But also they had a bit of luck on the side. So to recreate it, they might even struggle if they tried again, some of these people, because the world's different now. So again, let's just come away from the winners in life that have won at the moment, and say to yourself, okay, if I monitor myself, the person who's struggling right now, and see what they're doing and learn from them, I bet you I could coach them and say, I can see why you're not getting what you want to get. I can see that every single day you've got so many things going through your mind and you're planning everything and you're strategizing and you're researching when in fact you're taking bugger all action. You're not actually doing anything. So you're filling your head full of all this information, maybe motivation, of how to do a certain process, and maybe you'll send 1 or 2 emails, but the physical action of going through life and causing the butterfly effect to help you succeed, you're not really doing it. I'm not saying you, but that's just one thing. When you look at someone who's struggling, you can learn a lot more than when you look at someone who's successful. Or if you're a bit skeptical, you can learn at least the same amount, all right? So that's what this video is about. I want you to start to say, okay, what am I doing right now every single day? Write it out. Just do it today. What am I doing? What have I done? How have I worked? How have I spent my hours? And just doing that alone, you take a step back at the end of the day and you can go, I can see exactly why I'm not succeeding. And then you wonder, why? Why have I not taken action? Why have I not called that person? I'm not very confident on the phone. Why are you not confident? I've got a fear of rejection and what people might say. Oh, now we get into it. So now you come to the seed of what the problem is, and the seed of why somebody struggles. It's usually their personal stuff, their personal fears, their beliefs. They don't want to be judged by others. They're worried what others think or see them. They might see them as a failure, so I better not try anyway. So no matter how much you look at all these people that are succeeding and you put it in your own head that this is how you should do it, if you've got that seed of doubt, of fear and belief system that doesn't allow you to act, you will never succeed. It all comes down to you. So I don't want you to make the mistake of looking at all these people, thinking they're great, putting them on a pedestal when honestly, a lot of them are not great people. They're normal people that just worked their ass off and got there. They probably trod on a few people, not the people I mentioned, but some of the people you may be looking at, they're not all that. And you're actually more of a person than them. You've got more, you can make more contribution to others if you're in their position. So I'm not saying that you should put them on a pedestal and say, they did it, aren't they great? And I'm going to admire them and spend hours in the day researching them. Forget that. Research yourself. If things are not working out for you, I think I just spat at the camera there. If things are not working out for you, then there's a reason why. And I want you to coach yourself. Find out why you're not taking them actions. Find out if you are taking the actions like crazy. Every single day you're working your ass off. If you're doing that, then it's your turn to write it down again and say, okay, I took all these actions. I got these answers, no. How could I ask in a different way? How could I get someone else to ask for me so it's a recommendation? How could I sell what I'm trying to sell a little bit better? How can I communicate it better? Maybe I'm coming across wrong. So you start to ask different questions again. Now this is the sort of thing that you should be doing. This is the kind of thing you want to be filling your head full of, right? All these different information of how maybe I can just change my approach, give it another go and see if I can get results then. Study yourself. Don't make the mistake of studying all these people that look so great up there right now, because at one point they were where you exactly are. In fact, you wanted to study them when they were back then, before they made it. Their absolute grind days, that's when you can learn from them, but it's too late, they don't even remember that. They say, oh yeah, the great days when I was living in that one bed flat. Yeah, and they just cover it. And then they say all the journey up and the failures and all this that made them, but they don't really go in. You can look at your own life and say, this is what I'm doing. I'm actually gonna learn from myself because at the moment, I'm a striver, but I'm actually struggling. So if I just monitor myself, learn from myself and what I'm doing, and then just change a few things, then you will succeed. Then you'll stand much more of a chance of being the kind of person that then we all put on a pedestal. Do you get what I'm saying here? Don't get carried away with studying people that have won in life. Study the people that are struggling. See what they're doing and make sure you're not doing the same. And if you come to yourself, you see what you're doing and see what you can do. Why this struggle's there. Is it a deeper thing? Is it personal? Is it your belief system, the way you're looking at the world, your environment, the people you hang around with? Once you start to pull all this together, pull it all apart, once you start to dissect all this, then you can see true lessons, the real reason why you're struggling right now, and the answer that will get you to where you want to be. Okay, take that on. Don't learn from the winners so much, a little bit. Learn from the people that are struggling and yourself, and you'll have so much more answers of what not to do and what to do along the way.